want to know how to cope and navigate my own guilt of accidentally running over our family dog, staying strong for the kids, but explaining life and death in a way where my children are ready for it developmentally.
Ooh, man, I'm so sorry, dude.
Thank you.
Oh, man, what happened?
So we were away. My wife was away, and I had my 3 kids, and we were out for the day, and we live on a rural property, and we were coming up the driveway, and we have a cleaning lady, and she let the dogs out, and we were just coming up slowly, like normal, and my one guy was on the other end of the property and just ran after the car, and he was in a blind spot. We never saw him. So yeah, I drove over him, did the best I could, sheltered the kids from it. At first we just thought it was his leg, and then I got them inside real quick and was able to shelter them from seeing him before he went downhill there. I rushed to the hospital with him, and did everything I could, but he didn't make it. We lost him on the way.
Yeah. Man, I'm sorry, Daniel.
Super tough.
Yeah, that's the worst, man. All of it, the whole picture of it. Man. Good dog, too?
Oh, he was awesome.
Yeah.
All 3 of our dogs are rescue dogs, and so I'm struggling. We only had him for a couple of years. He's about 5, perfect family fit. My kids are 8, 6, and then we got a 1-year-old too, and he was just perfect fit for the family. So
I'm sorry, man. So what's weighing on you the heaviest? The guilt of this thing happened, this sweet dog that came into your life that was great with your kids.
The guilt is sorry.
No, go ahead, brother. Like what's the heaviest on your shoulders right now?
The guilt is tough because I'm obviously responsible. It's tough to fully blame myself. There was nothing I could do differently. I'm feeling guilty that I didn't put the steps in place maybe to ensure that an incident like that couldn't happen. The trauma of having to deal with it, because I loved that dog lots, he's a member of the family. And then, I think a lot of it, I've buried just trying to be there for the kids, and being strong for them and trying to shelter them from some of that,
Yeah.
And,
so let's peel this back. Is that cool?
Yep.
Let's walk it back. I am honored, by your ownership. Okay. That's a responsible thing to do. There is a difference between responsibility and blame. And our culture has no psychology for an accident. We just don't. We live in such an insanely litigious, everything's videoed, insanely armchair quarterback culture.
Yeah.
I live on a rural property too. My dogs are all over the place. I totally get it. And so, were you the one with your foot on the gas pedal and your hands on the wheel? Yes. Are you to blame for this dog's death? Absolutely not. And I don't blame a dog for wanting to come see his family. And so,
okay.
I love the idea of you taking ownership. I was driving. I'm the dad. I'm responsible. And there's no fault here. A bad thing happened. Period. Okay? And so you trying to come up with, that's how we end up in crazy societies, when everyone tries to manage risk to a point that we're all sitting in a chair in a white, sterile room. And now we just found out that room's got microplastics in it. Like we've created a world where we've taken all joy, adventure, laughter out of it for the off chance that there might be discomfort or pain.
Yeah.
And as Brene Brown once said, if you shut off the pain switch, you also shut off the joy switch. And so here's what I want to say. You could have all the things in place in the world, and a well-meaning housekeeper comes over and opens the door and one of them shoots out. It happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I can't just flip a switch and take blame from you, but I want to tell you, just hearing your story, there's no blame here, man. It just happened. It happened.
Okay.
A well-meaning dad was being safe with his kids in a car going slow down a road, and a well-meaning dog couldn't wait to see his family, and a thing happened. Whew. Right?
Yeah.
The second thing, and this is real, is you've got some images in your head that people shouldn't have in their head, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. And so I want to say this, and I want you to metabolize this and let it sit deep inside your chest, okay?
Okay.
That dog, what was the dog's name?
Rhino.
Okay. Rhino is not hurting right now. Rhino is pain-free. Okay?
Yeah.
Everyone I've ever talked to who's been in an accident, whether it's with a family member, with a loved one, with a stranger, with a pet, your body, rightfully so, loops on that incident and keeps flashing those things in front of you, and the noises in front of you, and the sight in front of you, and all the carnage in front of you, because it wants to make sure that never happens again. But it's easy when it keeps doing that, when it stays on that loop, for us to continually go back to that moment of intense fear and pain. And so I want to bring you from that moment to right this second, Rhino's not hurting anymore. Rhino's free. Okay?
Yeah.
And this is a choice you have to make. All people who go through catastrophic loss have a choice now, and it's hard. The way I've seen people be successful is one of two things. Get an actual photograph of Rhino in a funny family moment and put it in your back pocket and carry it with you for the next 3 or 4 months. Or have one on your phone. And the moment one of those lightning bolt moments pops into your head of that moment when you're holding that dog, when you're seeing that dog, that feeling like, oh God, right? Those moments, you can't help the lightning bolts, but you can help the next second, which is, am I going to meditate on that moment, or am I going to pull that picture out and replace that image in my mind with something beautiful, something full of laughter, and something full of joy? Because there's a difference between grief and terror. And I want to I want to be sad. I want to smile when I see that dog. And I want to intentionally begin to change my default setting out of that terrible, awful, scary moment.
Yep.
And it's a practice. You have to choose it, and it's hard to choose it. It's the same thing I tell people when they see a video or an image, or they walk in on their spouse with somebody else. Same thing when somebody accidentally hits their kid with a car, or accidentally causes they're texting and driving and they have a car wreck. Your body just wants to loop on that image, on that moment over and over and over. And it's a protective measure, and I get it, but we have to choose what we meditate on. And I'm going to choose, not through thinking, through action, to look at a photo of that dog smiling, hanging out with my young kids. And then I'm going to be sad, and sad is different than terrified.
Okay. I feel like I have both those things going on.
It's good.
It's either intense sadness, and then I feel bad kind of being too emotional in front of the kids.
Okay, that's the third thing I want to tell you. Hold on. That's the third thing I want to tell you. The single greatest gift you could give to your kids right now is to be sad in front of them.
Yeah.
Here's why. They're sad. And they might even be mad at their dad. They might even be scared and upset. And what if that happens to us? Like, kids are kids. But when parents try to shield their kids from scary things and from emotions, the kids walk away feeling crazy. They feel insane. Because all of your kids want to be like daddy. And right now what they're learning is when you get scared or terrified or horrified or scared or sad, you bury that. And so the greatest gift you can give your kids is to be really sad.
Yeah. I was doing that, and then my daughter told my wife that it makes her more sad seeing me like that.
That's okay. That's okay.
I buried it a bit more.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
Because the response to your daughter is, now, if you're walking around sobbing all day, every day, and you're laying under a blanket and you can't get up, then you need to go see a professional, right? There's catastrophe, right? And kids have a hard time processing watching their father melt in front of them. That's fair. But you circling up all the kids and saying, hey, Daddy's really sad. We're all going to write our favorite memory of Rhino, and we're going to read it to each other. That sounds nutty, and one of your kids might say, that makes me extra sad. And you can say, I know. Sad is a way that we say, I love you when somebody's passed away.
Okay.
And if y'all didn't have a funeral of some sort, I'd recommend that and let the kids participate in constructing that.
I think the ashes come back today.
Okay. Then let's everybody draw a picture, everybody write a story, everybody write a poem, whatever that thing is. We're all going to participate in this.
Okay.
And it's okay to say, Daddy's really sorry. Daddy's sorry that Rhino ran out in front of us. Daddy's sorry that this happened. Daddy's sorry that the dog is dead. But I want to change your language. You didn't quote him, and I'm going to be kind of harsh here. You didn't kill the dog. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You were behind the wheel when an accident happened.
Yeah.
If you were texting and driving, or you were turning around making jokes, then that's a different story. It's going to change.
Wasn't happening.
Yeah. And we can talk about our favorite thing about Rhino was he was always running after us because he loved us so much. And then there was an accident. But when our kids say, hey, seeing Daddy cry makes me feel extra sad, the thing to do isn't to take away that sadness, because that sadness is still going to be there with her. It's to say, I know it hurts so big. And I'm not scared of your hurt. And you're allowed to be sad with me, even extra sad with me. Not, hey, Dad, nip it in the bud, right? Like that,
yeah.
Then it just teaches everybody, just pipe it down. It also teaches your daughter that she has control over her daddy's emotions, and I don't want her to have that kind of control either. She's just a kid. Dad's allowed to feel sad. And so is she.
Okay.
And here's my promise. This is going to sound nutty. My dog died. My beloved dog died. And my son and I, when he was 4, I think, 3 or 4, a buddy of mine had a ranch. And I'll never forget this. It's the single holiest picture I have. But my friend took it from about 400 yards away. He's got a real fancy camera. But he took this photo and he sent it to me and he said, I don't capture holy moments on film, but I captured this one. Feel free to delete it. And when we pulled up to his ranch, he had put up a little miniature shovel and a big shovel for me and my son. And together we dug that hole. Together we buried that dog. We prayed for that dog. We talked about what we liked about that dog, and then we hugged and we were sad about that dog. And let me tell you this. A few years later, one of my grandparents died, and that dog's life, that moment, gave me so much context for me to teach my son about what had just happened to Granddad. And so the legacy of my dog still rattles through my family in a positive way. So even through my dog's death, and by the way, I don't talk about it a lot on the show. I love my dogs. But even in our dog's passing, beloved family pets, they become teaching moments for our kids that help us frame when loved ones die, when their friends pass away, when somebody at church gets sick, or whatever the thing is. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So letting them be a part of it in an appropriate way.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That's awesome.
I hate it for you, brother. But letting your kids see the natural grief cycle and letting them work through it with you is a great gift a parent can give them. Great gift. Obviously, we're going to do it age appropriate and et cetera. I honestly, this is me being honest, Daniel, I don't know how I would explain ashes to an 8-year-old. You probably can to a 6 and 8-year-old. That this is what we do. This is what they do. Yeah. There's a way to tell that narrative. Just being kind of careful with how graphic you are with it. But I'm just thinking this through in real time. Yeah, you can. You can. Maybe bury the whole thing. But I think there's something about burying, and there's a place and there's a marker, and maybe you and the kids make something together for that grave. Man, it's a powerful, important lesson for kids to learn that every single buddy passes away. And age appropriate, the earlier they can learn that and see that it's okay to be devastated, it's okay to be sad. It's it's healing starts with action too, right? We're gonna dig a hole. We're gonna make a gravestone. We're gonna write poetry. We're gonna share it with each other. We're gonna write a story. We're gonna share pictures, and we're all gonna be sad, and we're all gonna laugh a little bit through tears, and we're gonna remember things. All of that is right and good, and the human experience. There's a difference between responsibility and blame, Daniel. And as for me, I don't blame you for anything. Your kids are lucky to have you as a dad. And old Rhino had a good run with you too.